And good evening, everyone. Chief Meteorologist Dave Roberts here, along with meteorologist Ashley Sivik. Thank God she's here. That's all I got to say. Woo!
You did it right.
But we had to work on it together.
That's
I mean,
true.
You knew what you were doing for the most part. Me, I was kind of like, I think I hit this button, I hit that button. So I'm going to tell you right now, folks, the amount of things we have to do to get on the air here, we are guaranteed jobs at SpaceX.
That's true.
Okay. They're catching rockets in between tweezers. I'm not impressed. Okay. Because we're doing what we're doing to stream is a lot more complex. I'd feel, I'm like, oh, you want me to launch a rocket and catch it right there? I got it. Yeah. I'm like, I can do that.
Yeah.
But what do you want me to do with this? Oh, no. This scares me. This intimidates me.
Yes.
So anyway, we're happy to be here with you. It's good to have you here, Ashley, on a Thursday evening, no less. And we're going to really have you deliver the bad news about the weekend. No, I'm just kidding. It's one of those things, folks, where we're in this cycle. We're kind of seeing these weekend repeat weather things. I will say this weekend looks a little bit different than what we've been looking at in previous weekends. We're not looking at a tornado outbreak this weekend. No. Peggy Lee is excited to have you.
Oh, well,
you know, and we thank you, Peggy Lee. You'll be getting your $10. But you know, we are looking at not an outbreak of severe weather by any means, but we are looking at rain going into the weekend. We're looking at storms coming out of the weekend, rain going in, storms coming out.
Yes.
And then there's that in between stuff, which makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Why don't you take it away?
So this is a live look here at satellite and radar. That system that's currently in Texas is what's going to be making its way into our area by tomorrow night for some of us, and then it's only going to increase in coverage throughout the course of your Saturday morning, maybe a little bit into Saturday afternoon, but not looking like a complete washout, I would say Saturday night. So here's how it's looking. This is one of our higher resolution models, kind of showing you what's going to be happening tomorrow and into the beginning of this week. And so for the lunch hour tomorrow, no need to break out the rain gear just yet. And then as we head into Friday night, I would say after the evening commute, that's when we start to see a few of those showers begin to trickle in for areas west of I-55. And then that's pretty much the case throughout the overnight hours. And then you really start to see the rain, maybe even a few thunderstorms pick up Saturday morning and continue into the afternoon. And then we start to see it taper off on Saturday night.
But we don't get out of the rain completely.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, we're probably going to have a few showers around, but looks like a heavier system or a stronger storm system comes into play Sunday night, late Sunday night, and Monday morning, but it looks like it's going to be an overnight situation.
Yeah. So when we say Sunday night, it's right now it's looking, I would say, between 10, 11 o'clock Sunday night. And then it's also pretty much looking like it's going to last through the Monday morning commute. We do have a slight risk, a level 2 out of 5 in place for all of Central and Southwest Mississippi. Right now, the highest threats do look like damaging winds and the potential for some hail. The tornado risk is on the lower end, but it is not zero. So this is what it's looking like timing wise. Again, this is the first chance for showers on Saturday. Get a little bit of a break Saturday night and into Sunday. And then that front that's off to the west will start to make its way into our neck of the woods Sunday night and continuing into Monday morning. This is around 4 a.m., just around when people are starting to wake up, getting ready for the morning commute, and then it continues to push further off to the south and east, I would say by the later part of the morning into the early afternoon before we really start to see things quiet down for the remainder of your Monday.
Yeah. And then middle of next week, maybe another system coming our way.
Yeah.
So fun. You had to stop on April 1st, didn't you? Where we actually have decent weather.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think I'm going to play any April Fool's jokes this year.
No, I'm going to be grateful.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good thing. That's what we're going to be on April Fool's Day.
Yes. So I just want to show you what it's looking like with the tornado energy. This is around 9 o'clock on Sunday night. And as you can tell, it's not looking very promising in terms of the energy there, and it's also not necessarily lining up with the front moving it, if that makes sense, where the highest energy is there earlier on Sunday evening, and then it really starts to drop off overnight Sunday and into Monday morning. It really looks like nothing. This is by around 5 o'clock in the morning on Monday, so that is some good news when it comes to the potential for tornadoes, but again, it is not zero, so you just want to make sure you're staying weather aware, especially Sunday night into Monday.
It's a good way of explaining it, because we can have thunderstorms, folks, where we don't have the severe ingredients. We just have thunderstorms. I mean, this is Mississippi. We're close to the Gulf Coast. We're in the deep south, so thunderstorms are common. But there are times when the thunderstorms are ongoing, and then you've got the severe weather variables at the same time. That's when things are not good. In this particular case, we don't have a complete match. It seems we're going to have severe weather elements and then the storms show up, but not at the same time, or maybe there is a brief window in which they overlap, and it's the overlap you look for. When those are overlapping variables, then you say, uh-oh. That's why when we're looking back, look back at I call it the Tylertown tornado, and forgive me, it's not to disregard you folks in Jefferson Davis or Smith counties or anything like that, but we'll just call it the Tylertown storm. That's where we had the ingredients lining up.
Yeah.
And if I know you were watching, and you basically were like, you saw, I kept saying, look, we're going to have an outbreak somewhere.
Yeah.
We're going to have an outbreak. And that's where we knew the ingredients were in place, and we knew it was going to be literally south central. We just couldn't be too specific. We knew it wasn't going to be north and west of Jackson because the variables weren't there, but we knew they were going to push their way into the eastern part of the state. So this is the situation where we're not lined up perfectly. These are not similar situations. But again, I don't get caught up. And I always get in trouble for this. That's why I don't make a lot of friends at weather conferences, but I don't get caught up in the severe weather threat layers. I just don't, because my thing is, if there's a severe weather threat, one tornado is all it takes to upend someone's life. Now, when we're getting into outbreak material, I will certainly make a difference in a distinguish, what's the term?
Distinguishable.
Thank you. Between level 1 and 5. I feel like I want to say distinguishation. I don't know. I can't really talk.
Distinguishable. No, I don't know.
No, you don't take it. But anyway, I'm going to show that difference between a level 1 and a level 5. When we had the high, I mean, you knew there was going to be an outbreak.
Right.
But all these other things, I don't want to split hairs, is what I'm saying, on a 2 or 3. Bottom line is what I'm trying to say on that, which I didn't say eloquently at all. But I did say eloquent. So that was good.
So again, it's just not necessarily lining up ingredients wise, but you still want to be weather aware. And honestly, we're still expecting damaging winds with this system. And those can be just as dangerous. I think a couple of weeks ago we did have some more tornado warnings, but we had more so damage from winds. Yep. So again, you want to still make sure you can have ways of receiving alerts, especially Sunday night and into Monday morning, as this is looking like an overnight event. All modes of severe weather going to be possible. Flash flooding looking a little bit on the lower end, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some localized flash flooding, just because the ground is already going to be so saturated from rain the day prior. So but yeah, that's what it's looking like for this weekend. We'll keep a close eye on the middle of next week, but we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. Already seeing different trends with.
Well, it'll go back and forth.
Yeah, there's a lot of back and forth already. So I don't want to get into the nitty gritty of that, but just want to make you aware that it does look like the second half of next week is going to be still relatively rainy, stormy. So
what's for dinner tonight?
I'm making steak.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how do you eat your steak?
Medium.
Oh, interesting. Not medium rare, but medium.
Medium.
Gotcha.
It's good.
Yeah. Oh, listen. And what's your accompaniment with the steak?
I like to have some kind of vegetable.
Okay.
Maybe I'll make some asparagus.
How are you going to season the steak?
I usually do garlic salt.
Okay.
A little bit of garlic, a little bit of salt.
Okay. Do you put like a little pat of butter on there? Or you don't do that?
No, I'll do maybe after.
I've been buying the compound butter, which I don't know if I'm lazy or not. I buy it at the store,
Mhm.
but it's $6.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, and then I'm like, well, I better eat a lot of it. Well, no, you
No.
don't want to eat a lot of compound butter. What's the
Mm-mm.
matter with me for
No.
thinking that? But I don't know. It's kind of a nice little treat when you put that on your steak. But I agree.
Enrique says differentiation. I think
That
he's
was the
right.
word. I think he was right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up. This way I don't play Wordle. Okay.
Okay.
But I'm gonna look it up to see if I should have chosen another word. So hey, Ida I want to make sure I got the right. Cartilage. Good to see you, Ida. Adam Wilkerson, Kariba Jones, Peggy Lee, and of course Enrique. Enrique is a regular here.
Okay.
Now that guy eats well. Okay. If
Good to
if the
know.
world comes to an end, I'm going to find out where Enrique lives in Southwest Mississippi,
All right.
and I'm going to seek him out because I know he's going to whatever's going on in the world. If the
Yeah.
asteroid's already hit, he's going to be having like rack of lamb or lobster tails.
Scallops, potatoes,
Yeah,
and
see?
baked
I
chicken.
told you.
That sounds
He's doing it
delicious.
right. That guy is doing it right. I'm
Yes.
telling you. So, but yeah, that's the main story. I'm gonna look at. Does this combine all of our pages where I can see, or no? Let me see if there's any comments on my page.
Yeah, I don't. We wouldn't be able to see that on here.
Got it. Okay, I don't know how it all works.
Yeah.
So let's just see. I'm not seeing anybody talking on my page either. Okay, that's okay. You guys can be quiet tonight. You're allowed.
Yeah.
But hey, Isabel Thomas, thanks so much for joining us. But the bottom line is we got rain going into the weekend.
Mhm.
I hate calling it a washout because it's not going to be a washout the whole weekend. But
Yeah.
if you had planned Saturday morning, if you're running a marathon Saturday morning, no.
There seems to be a lot going on outdoors.
I know.
We've been talking about
Yeah.
stuff.
Touch a Truck is going on
Yeah.
rain or shine.
Yes.
So I want to let people know about that at Trustmark Park. We're going to
Mhm.
be there, not you and I, but we're going to have a truck. We're going to have the storm tracker there, and we're going to have it staffed.
Mhm.
And then we've got on Sunday looks like it's going to be a decent day. There could be a few showers at any
Mhm.
time, but any kind of real disruptive weather will hold off until Sunday night
yeah.
and Monday morning. So just keep
Mhm.
that in mind.
Yep.
Any other things? No. All right. Are you
Nope.
all right? Whoa. Okay.
Anyway.
There we go. And we got to get a spammer in who, made $1 million in 5 minutes by investing 5 cents. I love those guys. If you want to see more of Ashley, guess what? We're going to bring her back for a repeat performance. She did so well today. So we're going to have her in here tomorrow. She'll be doing WLBT news are you doing the 11 a.m.?
Yes.
11 a.m.,
Mhm.
noon, 3, 4,
4:30.
4:30, and Fox 40 News at 5:30.
Mhm.
I'll be back tonight on Fox 40 News at 9 and WLBT News at 10.
Yes.
Tiffany Boyd Crawford, last minute question. What time will it start Saturday? It's probably going to be ongoing in the morning. We think the rain's going to move in the morning. There'll probably be some rain tomorrow night,
Yes.
but nothing steady until Saturday morning.
Mhm.
That's how we're going to be looking at it.
Yeah. So I would say, I know registration for marathons usually starts at like 7 o'clock. It'll probably be raining.
I don't even know if there are marathons. I just threw that out. Are there marathons?
There are.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Wow.
I think there's one in Clinton
Okay.
or Canton. I don't
Okay.
know. One of the
Starts with a C.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got rain on the way,
Yes.
but try to stay safe as best you can.
Mhm.
And we'll keep you up to date, of course, on the latest weather situation. And as this storm system Sunday night, Monday gets better into view, we'll decide whether to call first alert weather day or not. At this point, again, not everything's lining up perfectly, but I feel like by tomorrow, we're going to have a really good handle on the Sunday night situation. So again, rain going in, storms coming out. That's the real breakdown of your weekend there.
Mhm.
Thanks so much for joining us, folks. I hope you have a good evening. If you missed any of this, it will be looping up on Facebook, but otherwise join us again, and I will see you tonight on Fox 40 News at 9 and WLBT's 10 p.m. news.